Last Saturday, I was out playing golf and I saw 5 different red-winged blackbirds. Now, in Jersey, we have blackbirds, we have crows, we have starlings, but I had never seen a red-winged blackbird until we moved to Ohio. I've always found it amazing when you think about birds. Not so much the brown, well-camouflaged sparrows and wrens, but the brightly colored birds, the cardinals, the blue jays, the goldfinches, and the red-winged blackbirds. I'm sure ornithologists have explanations for how it came to be that there are these astonishingly brightly colored birds and what role their color plays in their lives. You would think if God were strictly practical, then all the birds would come in your basic brown camouflage sparrow look because they wouldn't stand out. They'd be able to hide better from predators. But when you think about the variety of creation, even just the wildly bizarre different types of birds, it seems that you have to conclude something about the character of God. And it's this: God isn't practical. God isn't efficient. Instead, God is wildly creative, hugely imaginative, and clearly has a strong sense of beauty and whimsy and playfulness. Why else would he put this amazingly rectangular, bright, ostentatious splash of red on the wing of an otherwise perfectly efficient blackbird? Well, this is exactly what we read in the story of creation. God said, "Let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." So God created great sea creatures and every sort of fish and every kind of bird. And God saw that it was good. And then God blessed them and said, "Let the fish multiply and fill the ocean. Let the birds increase and fill the earth." This all happened on the 5th day. God said, "Let the earth bring forth every kind of animal, livestock, small animals, and wildlife." And so it was. God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock and small animals, each able to reproduce more of its own kind. And God saw that it was good. The story says that God just doesn't make things, but God makes things with flair. God doesn't populate the earth with living creatures, but he creates a superabundance of creatures, all kinds of different creatures, more than our minds can comprehend. On the 5th day, when God creates living creatures for the seas and skies, he doesn't just create a few creatures, he creates swarms of creatures, so that the sea and sky are teeming with living things. In other words, God is a generous creator, a creator whose energy and talent keeps spilling over all reasonable limits and expectations. Ostriches, whales, giraffes, crabs, ocelots, red-winged blackbirds. The creation Scripture tells us about, the creation we see every day with our own eyes, reveals a God whose creative energies are super abundant. Why did God make red-winged blackbirds? The only possible answer is simply for the beauty, simply for the glory, simply for the joy. Because the God who is revealed in his superabundant creation is a God who is always infinitely creative and who always goes beyond far the limits that we might be tempted to impose upon him. Friends, that is the kind of God we can trust ourselves to.